Hi there, it's Alison coming to you from a very warm and sunny Brisbane. It's beautiful out there today. Summer's here and it's just lovely. I had the best start to my day. I was up at 4 a.m., which is not terribly early. I had a meeting with my mastermind, which was just fabulous. You know, it leaves me on such a high. There were a couple of dozen people on the call, and honestly, they all come to the table with an absolute growth mindset. Even some of them are facing some very, very real challenges, which of course is the reality for us business owners, but they just bring it. You know, they bring it with an open mind and an open heart. And by the time I get off, my thinking has shifted. It's been expanded and I'm looking towards the future, and I might pick up different things, you know, for my business or the impact I'm making, what I want to do, new possibilities. I just love it. So it sets my day off to a great start. And I've got notes that I've worked through and think, okay, I need to make some changes and ways that I can expand. And I just feel very fortunate. It took me a long time to find the perfect fit mastermind for me. And I've actually got two groups that I belong to that I'm truly passionate about. And I feel very grateful to be part of. One of them, you've heard me mention, I do an all-nighter every week. And people say to me, you know, you're crazy to be up all night. But honestly, I feel like I'd be crazy not to. It's such a gift. And again, you know, I was on a call with that group too, and I came off and I was sort of, wow, what is it that I really love? It just gets me thinking better. It gets me open to possibilities. There's no fixed mindset involved. There's no, it can't be done. You know, that's not going to work. It's focused, and I come off feeling like I belong. Like I've got my group. I know if I need to, I can reach out to my mentor and my inner circle and say, this is happening. What do you think? How do I work around this? It's so vital for us business owners to have that. And, you know, in the times that we're in right now, it's even more important because for the past few years, I believe we've become quite isolated. I traveled to see my family last week for the first time in a few years, and one of my sisters got COVID while we were there. So we were social distancing and navigating it all, and while still being together. And it just got me thinking how much the world has changed. And it's the same in business. Everything shifted, and it hasn't quite shifted back. We've been so isolated and we've been so disconnected that having those connections really is what it's all about. And I mean, you won't find anyone that doesn't love systems and tactics and strategies like I do. I really love them. But there's something so much more important, and that's the connection that we have. And that connection is what gets you through. When I was traveling to the US and to Melbourne, I could see the difference. I could feel the difference. And one of the things that's really brought home to me is that we have to have the connections, because that's what's going to get us through. And it's what's going to help us to rebuild and to build even better. One of the many benefits of getting older is that you actually see things differently. You see different things. And one of the things that the Italian and I seriously know about, we've been in business for 30 years. So we've navigated quite a few crises, including the GFC, the 92 recession. Our city was underwater with floods, and then there was a huge downturn in our industry. So we've been pushed to the wall a number of times, and they've been absolute crises. And a couple of them, there's nothing we could have done to prepare. You know, you can't prepare for the city to be underwater like 3 weeks after you've redone an entire office, but that's another story. What I really learned was these crises always pass. We just need to be able to navigate them. And no matter how bad the crisis is, there's always people who survive it and do well. And like now you hear so much talk of gloom and doom and everything else. And the truth of the matter is, if you are strongly connected, you serve your people really well, you've got a really viable product, you will do well. You need to actually navigate and duck and weave all that gloom and doom and get on with what it is that needs to be done. And having a great inner circle and great mentors helps you to do that. I feel really secure that no matter what's going on externally, we'll be able to navigate it. And even with what's going on internally, I've got great support to navigate that too. So it's really had me thinking today. Like I said, I had 2 calls this morning, one with each group, and tonight I'll do my all-nighter. And it just feels like such a gift. And, you know, I think if you're in business, you need to have a good mentor. Find somebody who is where you want to be. Make sure they know business inside out and they understand your business and they can really help you with that. And it's somebody that you can relate to and that they will be there for you. And the same with your inner circle. I don't think there is anything more important in your business now than having that support to get you through, because it will make all the difference. It's just so vital. And of course, it's not just the connection and the belonging, because that can also be a great friendship group, which is wonderful. It feeds your heart, feeds your soul, but you also need someone with the business acumen. Both my mentors understand my business. They understand the challenges. They've both been around. They've survived a number of crises too, so they really get it. So when you do find a business mentor, make sure it's somebody that's been around the track a few times and they can really help you to navigate it. And of course, you want that personal connection. And then of course, there are values too. You know, if our values aren't aligned, I can't work with somebody like that. That is a game changer for me. I have to have somebody who has a very similar mindset. They need to be positive. They need to be solution focused. They need to be ambitious, and they need to have strong values. They've got to have integrity. And I know myself and I know my values, and I want to see that in my inner circle. And once you've got that, seriously, you'll be happy to stay up all night too. So I do hope that you do have that. And I'd love to hear your thoughts. So let me know in the comments, where are you and how are you doing? Have a great day.